Hi guys, welcome back to Just Railroading. My name's Charlie. Let's see what we got on the workbench today. Alright guys, we're back out here again. Starting right back where we left off with part 2. I'm going to go ahead and take this tender apart. Because this tender, I'm actually going to kind of not really modify it, but I am in a way. So I've got some extra parts and pieces I'm going to try to splice together and build a decent little tender if I can. So main thing I want to do, I want to get these trucks off because these trucks are pretty much junk. I got a tender at the car show, believe it or not, that actually has the same kind of trucks, but they are the newer style. So I should be able to, and by newer style I mean they look the same as these, but they're a little newer, on a newer plastic tender, I should say. And I can't get this thing to come apart. Am I missing something? Nope. Let's see if we can get a blade in here. There we go. The guy wanted too much for this, I believe, this train. Especially it being at a car show. And I could be wrong on saying that, but he wanted $30 for it. And it came with the cars. Oh, there's 2 more tabs. I see. Yeah, they're under the wheels here. I was wondering why it wouldn't want to come apart. I've never had one of these apart. There we go. Okay. Anyway. These have weights in them. Interesting. I think there's 2. Yeah, there's 4. See, it's in real good shape. It's just dirty and a little bit of rust on it. But it does have these weights, which I think I'm gonna pull them off, just so I can clean the frame up a little better under it. And also, like I said, I'm going to take these off and just basically not do away with them, but get rid of them for this particular use. I might eventually restore them, but for this use, I'm just going to do away with them. So close your eyes, purists. There it is. Off. And I did think about actually putting Lionel trucks under it too. That entered my mind, but I don't think that I am. So I'm going to take these in the house, scrub them up with some soap and water, and we'll see what they look like. Alright guys, here it is after I cleaned it up. It's in pretty bad shape, but I'm thinking I might can pull some magic with some Sharpie marker and some shoe polish. So that's what I'm going to try. I'm going to attempt it. But I got to thinking, and I've got a bunch of MARX tenders like this. This one's no specialer than any of the rest of them. In fact, it's not special at all because it's in such bad shape. So what I thought about doing was, I've got this extra caboose frame lying around. It's got pretty decent couplers and wheels. So I think I'm going to turn this MARX into a Lionel to go with my custom built engine, because it's just a tender. I can swap them out with I can get a MARX tender and put behind it, or a Lionel tender, or this tender I mean. But so that's what I think I'm going to do. I'm going to drill these holes out a little bit bigger. I'm going to put those trucks on there and convert it to a Lionel. I think that'll be a pretty good idea. Alright guys, once again, shoe polish. has completely restored this. I mean, look at that. That was all just rust. It literally brought it back. It even brought the shine back out on it. I mean, that looks just as good as some of the ones I bought before. That's how good that looks. So I'm impressed, to say the least. Now I'm gonna see if it'll do that to the frame. And that is just with actual real shoe polish. This is real shoe polish. This isn't that new crap you get. This has actually got the oil-based flammable stuff in it. This is old stuff. Just dab you a little bit on there, and it just does away with the rust. Look at that. It just sucks the rust out. There is no more rust. And then you hit it with your polishing brush. I mean, it don't 100% hide it, but it does a pretty good job of getting rid of the brown, discoloration. Like, I had rust on both ends. Now it's still visible, but it's not as bad. So, I think that's a good thing. Alright guys, so here's what I've come up with. I've drilled the holes out now. And to make it clear, I added a washer on this one. So now it'll clear just fine. No interference there on that edge. And this one will have it won't really need clearance, but it'll have the drawbar attachment to help it out. But I think that's going to work and look halfway decent. I mean, they're kind of narrow. Well, the frame's narrow for the wheels. But I think it's gonna work. It's kind of cool in my opinion. But figured I'd share that. I had to put a washer to lift it up off the knuckle coupler. So that's how you make that work. Alright guys, so here's the final touch. I've got the drawbar. I'm going to install it. All I did was blew it with a torch and some cooking oil. What you do to do that is you got to heat it up till it's almost a cherry red, and then you quench it in the cooking oil. And I'm pretty sure that clip broke, but it's holding, so I'm not going to mess with it. Alright, so we've got that done. I think I'm going to go ahead and oil the wheels up, just so I don't have to do it later. I'm just doing this while that stuff's soaking in evapor rust. And it's also bedtime, so I'm fixing to call it a night, and I'll come back out here tomorrow. Unfortunately, I've got to work tomorrow, so I don't know how much I'll get done, but I'm going to work as long as I can on it. I mean, it's almost done. The motor runs. I guess I ain't even tried that motor. I know it runs though, because what I took it off of runs. So, yeah, there's that. Alright. What's that making a racket? What that was. So the wheel does make contact with that. That's interesting. I don't know how much contact it'll be making. Of course, usually wherever it goes, it'll be following it, so shouldn't amount to anything. Alright. The weights. Probably don't even need them now, but I've got them and I'm going to use them. So, did it go that way? No. It went this way. I already see I'm going to have to modify them. Well, maybe not. No, I won't have to. Good. It's just putting a little bit of pressure on those clips. It'll be fine. All I gotta do is bend that tab back down. There's a Lionel converted MARX tender. Never thought I would ever see that or ever do that myself, but there it is. And all you need is a cheap, busted Lionel caboose that you can get for $5 at a train show. Just trying to straighten these out so it don't fight me getting it back together. Okay, let's see if we can get it go back now. I'm not going to bend them too much, just enough to hold it. I don't want to go too crazy and wind up having to take it apart one day from either finding a better truck or something. You don't never know. Bend them enough to where the trucks don't interfere with them. There it is, a Lionel converted MARX tender. Alright guys, so I figured I would go ahead and answer this question before it got asked in the comments. Why am I changing these motors? Even if this one ran, I was still going to change it. So why am I going to change it? Well, this is a double reduction gear. This is a single reduction gear. And basically this motor and this motor, if you can see, this one has the big gear on the outside of the wheel. This one has the little gear on the inside of the wheel, down below. So what that means is when this goes through a Lionel switch, it does it just fine. It won't derail or anything like this. This one, when it goes through a Lionel switch, the gear makes contact with the thing that keeps the wheels on the track, basically, and it'll pick it up off of it, and it'll either lose connection or just jump it all together and lose and derail. So that's one benefit to having a double reduction gear. So that's why I'm doing it mainly, so I can run it on anything, and it'll have that classic, 999 shell. But I figured I would go ahead and share that with you guys. That's really the only reason I'm doing it. Because I could have sat down, I could have got this motor running. There's not a lot wrong with it. I think the E-unit's dirty, and I think that's pretty much it. The E-unit's dirty. I could have cleaned that up. Probably got some corrosion on it, obviously, from the amount of rust. So I could have took it apart, cleaned it up, put it back together. I just don't want to get into it. So I just decided I'm doing a motor swap anyway, so I'm not even going to fool with it right now. But that's why I'm doing it. I want that. And also these pull better. These are slower runners. Those have a lot of wheel slip, the single reduction. Double reduction's a lot slower. The winding turns a lot faster, so it's got just a little bit more power. It'll pull a heavier train. So, figured I'd share that. Alright guys, so I figured while I'm waiting on paint to dry, because I've got the drive rods and the front steam chest and the other little number board all painted up. Figured we could go ahead and start maybe reassembling the shell just a little bit. I am going to have to paint my bell silver. I just went on ahead and painted the whole thing black because that bell was rusty anyway, so I knew I was going to have to paint it. So I'll just take a little brush and touch a little silver paint on there and it'll be just fine. But I might run the shoe shine brush over it. I don't know. I think it looks pretty good though, so I probably won't mess with it. But figure we go ahead and reassemble it. So I do have these wheels I got with it, with this shell. So I'm going to use those with that new screw, or the screw that I got out of the other one. And then we'll put the handrails on and everything like that too. And I forgot one thing. I'm going to go ahead and put the drawbar back on. Alright, so basically here's how I do it. I'll take a pop rivet gun, and you don't have to tighten it up till it snaps, because you really can't, because it won't turn if you do that. So what I do is I just get them started just a little bit, and then I kind of feel of it. Okay, we need a little more. Okay. Fill up, we need some more, okay. Alright. We're starting to get a little tighter, so we'll just give it just about that much. Alright, let's see what we've got now. Okay, that's about where you'd want it. I'm gonna give it just a smidge more. Alright. I think that's good. Yep. That's got that. Alright. And then you just take you some side cutters. Let's cut it off. There we go. Now we've got a nice clean thing, and you can see the top of the ribbon inside of there. And you can also do that for like these old style trucks if you wanted to. Won't hurt a thing. Alright, so we got that done. That's pretty much it for the underside. I can go ahead and put the lens back in because the lens does not affect that little thing. So I'm going to choose the best lens we've got here. Looks like this one's probably the best one of the two. So put it back in. And I just use the wooden part of a handle. Okay. Lens is back in, didn't hurt it one bit. Alright. Now we got the handrails, and of course I can't put that marker lens in just yet. It's still just a little tacky. I am going to put it in though while it's still not 100% cured. So that way it'll stick. But we need to go through, I got to clean these up, straighten them, because some of them are bent. I'm going to choose the best two out of them. So, alright, so I got all my cotter pins straightened, so, or as straight as I can get them. Some of these won't fit in certain spots. That one's a good one for there. Let's see, I got one that I know won't work in that one too. Working that other one too good, so I think this one's it. Yeah. Okay. So basically, you just want to fish them through little cotter pins here, and try not to scratch your freshly painted paint. Could just do it with them off, but I'm gonna try it with them on, just see how it works. Okay, I might have to pull them out. I guess I can't do it. All right. Okay, so you're gonna go through the hole in the cab. You're gonna start this back one, and then push it in there as far as you can get it to go. Get it to the hole in the pallet. Pick it back up. Okay. There we go. I think I got the wrong one on the wrong side. I did. Okay, I'm going to take this back off. The reason I had it on backwards is because these are bent in such a way to where this is supposed to fold back around that way, as you can see. And I bent it straight, so it's really supposed to be a loop back that way. And in the cab, it would be sticking backwards, so I knew I had it on the wrong side. But it's pretty simple to turn them around. It's pretty simple to fix the problem, and that's what I did. So you just want to make sure you get your things bent back down. Again, without scratching your paint. This one in the cab, it's pretty easy just to fold it by hand most of the time. And then these things, just bend them back like the factory had them. Like that. Okay. There's one on. I'll go ahead and do the other one. I'll save you guys the frustration. Alright, here's our nicely reassembled 999 shell. So that shell is ready to go, ready to receive that motor. So that's done. Alright, so I got the front pilot all painted and put back together. I actually got these wheels. I'm wanting to say they're these right here. That's all they are. But they're pretty much identical to what was on the front of it. So I just went on ahead and replaced them. I just re-staked the end of it, or peened the end of it flat where it won't come off. But that's done. So I'm going to go on ahead and get the motor and put those drive rods on. And we'll get those wheels peened back over, just to keep the drive rods from falling off. I'll go ahead and just snap one side on, and if I can get this one to snap on like that, give it a little bit of a pain where it won't come back off. So that's pretty much done. Now I just got to line up the front pilot and this together. This part can be a little tricky. Alright. And I just got to wiggle this on. Get in place. Apparently I'm going to do a little tweaking. Tweaking to it here because these are a little bent still. Alright. Okay. There we go. Alright. Sure you guys probably can't see that because I'm way over here again, as usual. There we have it. One reassembled motor with the 999 or the Canadian Pacific drive gear. Alright, so I'm getting ready to put the engine back in the shell, the motor back in the shell. And I remembered I don't have any screws, but I found these. They're a little long, but the regular size screw won't go all the way through this thick cast. So, and they're not going to interfere with anything like they would with the ordinary MARX, so I think it'll be just fine. I'll just use those. One thing I hate about this chrome paint is it doesn't do very well with oil. So if you got a little oil on your hand when you touch that drive rod, it will turn a sickening looking gray. Alright, there that is. It's all put back together. All I got to do now is get me some decals and put on it, and it'll be it'll be 100% done. So all I'm going to do now is just put a little bit of oil on these wheels, and when you guys see this thing again, it'll be on the track. Alright everybody, so there's the one I didn't paint, and there's the one with the special motor that I repainted. And I am going to get the 999 decals. Just haven't got them yet. I did paint the bell, so it's now silver instead of black. And I've just got a couple of post-war Lionel cars behind it because of that tender. You know, we put the different trucks under it. But here's the main star right now is this one. And all these beautiful cars. I mean, look at these cars. That's original. Kind of hard to see it with this thing in the way, but they are all pretty much pristine. I mean, that one just has a little wear spot right there, just from being in the box. But I'm going to show you the box real quick. Alright, well, there's the cover to the box. Original track, transformer, all that stuff. And all those cars were in that box when I got it. But I figured I'd share these notes with you. So, I'm not going to read it, but you guys can pause the video if you want to. And there's another one. He sent along with it in the box I got it in. So I thought that was pretty neat. He actually got a little bit of a backstory. And that's why I wanted to get that original motor going again for that, because I think that's pretty neat. But I've had this thing since 2015. That's what this paper here says. So it's hard to believe it's been that long. It's almost been 10 years. It's a long time. I want to say I got this when I first started working, because I had a little money, and it was really nice, and I bought it. But well, enough talking. Let's hear them run. Alright, let's see what they'll do. Alright, so you can see that repair I did on that worked good, and the gear reduction was able to pull all those cars. So those cars do have a little bit of weight to them. It's only 3, but still, it's a good bit of weight, especially for an old MARX like that. Alright guys, before I go, just going to get an opinion from everybody. I'm thinking about building a tunnel just on this end of the table. I'm going to use the old school tubular track new stuff. I'm not going to use any of the old junk I've got, but I'm going to do 031 curves just around the top on this end. It's going to go from right about here all the way down around. So this whole end is going to be a tunnel. basically. And then what I'm going to do is take this bridge right here. I had this on my, when I had the old layout set up, I had this, but I'm going to put him right over there. Except, of course, it's going to be up in the air, but and I'm going to cut out an area. It's not going to be perfect. It's going to be kind of jagged, you know, like natural stuff. And I'm probably going to run a road under this into a fake tunnel that's going to be inset, you know, in all this. So basically the actual main road is going to come down through here, going to go under the bridge, and it's going to end in a tunnel in the mountain. And then there's going to be portals here, portals there, and I'm probably going to put the town up top, kind of. That's the idea. But I was going to get your opinion on that. And I'm also thinking about taking the track back up and taking this green felt off, because it's, you know, stuff like that. I mean, I can cover that up, but of course that'll be covered. But down there's a lot of it. And I'm wanting to put, you know, fields and that little farmhouse, and I got a couple other houses I'm going to scatter around. But I'm basically going to make that whole end farmland and, you know, rural area. And then this will be a town up high. And I'll mainly run like my older MARX and stuff like that up top. That's the thought behind it. Figured I'd get y'all's opinion on that. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.